Well, today is day 15th of the war and the bombing continues. Help is pouring in for Iran. Let's take you through the stand that China has taken on this war. China has said that it will provide financial aid to students killed in the airstrike on the school in Iran during the ongoing joint US-Israel attacks. China also added that it condemns all the attacks against civilians and non-military targets. It also went on to say that targeting schools and harming children is a violation of the international humanitarian law and crosses all the red lines. Let's also tell you about Russia now. Reports indicate that US President Donald Trump has stated that he believes that Russia is providing help to Iran amid the ongoing conflict. Multiple US media outlets have reported that Russia has shared the location of US military forces with Iran, potentially enabling Iran to guide the missile and drone attack throughout the Middle East. So that's a stand that both China and Russia have taken as far as the war in West Asia is concerned. For more on this, let me go across to my colleague Srinjoy. Srinjoy, today's day 15th of the war and the bombing continues, but help is pouring in for Iran. As far as China is concerned, they have condemned the attack on the school in Mina. They have provided financial aid, is what Iran has said. On the other hand, we're learning that intelligence inputs have been given by Russia, and that's also, in a way, a help for Iran. Give us more details about how China and Russia are helping out Iran and aiding as far as the war is concerned.
The Chinese have sent or promised $2 lakh for the families who were children of the families who their children were killed in an air raid on a school. Now, about 100 children may have died in an air raid in the beginning of the war. And the Chinese have strongly condemned attack on civilians, on schools, for humanitarian reasons. They have said they will send $2 lakh to the families of the Iranians, and their children were killed in that attack. That's really the first thing. As far as the Russians are concerned, there are reports that the Russians are providing intelligence inputs. But so far, the Russians have not said anything about it, and we haven't heard anything officially from the Americans. And when Donald Trump was asked about this, he said that if the Russians are actually providing inputs, intelligence inputs to the Iranians, then the Iranians are doing a pretty bad job with it. So at this point, there have been reports, people have talked about it, people have written about it, but beyond that, neither the Americans, nor the Russians, nor the Israelis have actually confirmed this. Yes, the only issue that comes up is the fact that when this whole problem came up before the UN Security Council, 13 countries voted for it. And this was about Iranian attacks on Gulf countries. And this was criticism of Iran. 13 countries voted for the motion. The two countries that abstained were Russia and China. Importantly, the Russians and the Chinese could have voted against it. They didn't. They could have vetoed it because both have veto powers. They didn't, but they abstained. So you would say that is not full support, but it's partial support.
All right, so as far as day 15th of the war is concerned, help is pouring in for Iran. From China, they have given financial aid for the families of the students who were killed in the strike as far as school in Minab is concerned. Thanks so much, Srinjoy, for getting us all those details.